Soldiers during the war had used many different types of weapons, modernized especially for this war, because at one point in time there was an arm race between nations. Three deadly types of weapons were used on the battlefield on a daily basis, which were machine guns, long-range artillery, and poison gas. Some would kill on the spot like artillery fire, some would kill on impact, like the machine guns, or poisonous gas would kill people slowly or make them die of their wounds. Three other types of technology greatly influenced the outcome of the war: submarines, airplanes, and tanks. U-boats were mostly used by the Germans, and they sunk over hundreds of supply ships. Tanks didn't have much to offer because of the fact they broke down most of the time. Airplanes were modernized with machine guns mounted on them to make them into fighter planes or bombers. All these weapons had major influences in the outcome of the war because of how they affected the battlefield.
There were many casualties, especially with life in the trenches. Life in the trenches was practically a form of a living hell, but there was a place worse. It was known as no man's land. This was the disputed land between the front line of the trenches and the opposing enemies. High casualty rates was partially due to the new military advancements, such as new machine guns that were able to kill off larger groups of many people faster. As time went on, opposing forces began to run out of men. They would send 15-year-olds out to the front line, where soldiers would soon find out and believe they no longer had morals, well as immunity, desertions, and revolution are all results and all things that occurred.
Leaders rose to power to greaten themselves and the country because they were unhappy with the outcome of the war. The Treaty of Versailles left Germany in ruins because it also had led to the rise of Hitler.
The Paris Peace Conference was believed to prevent future war. It did not honor existing agreements, and negotiations had weakened. The nations had created the Big Four to negotiate the treaties.
Total war is a war that is unrestricted in the terms of weapons used, the territory and combatants involved, or the objectives pursued, especially one in which the laws of war are disregarded. The Congress passed the Selective Service Act, which Wilson signed into law on May 18, 1917. The act required all men in the U.S. between the ages of 21 and 30 to register for military service. Regularity economics is the application of law by government or independent administrative agencies or various purposes, including remedy, market failure, predicting the environment, certainly planning an economy, enriching well-connected firms, or benefiting politicians.
Women had to take place in workplaces because men were sent to war. This put a lot of pressure on children because they had to take care of household and take care of younger brothers and sisters. Kids had the doubt in mind that they would never see their father again. When soldiers came back, kids were confused on the effects of trauma their fathers had and didn't know how to communicate to them. 44-month economic boom ensured from 1914 to 1918. Along that period, U.S. neutrality is made the ultimate conversion to the economy to a wartime basis. 1917 unleashed massive U.S. federal spendings, which shifted national production from civilians to war goods. Unemployment declined from 7.9% to 1.4% in this period because workers were drawn into manufacturing jobs and became the military draft.